Hello, welcome. This is going to be my presentation for my presentation. It has my name and it has the title, which is Creating Audio and Video for Your Classroom. The first slide is the agenda, which just lists what we will be doing. There is the introduction and objectives. The objectives will be on the next slide. The equipment settings part, the video recording part, the audio recording part, the section for video editing, a section where participants can share their videos for feedback, a section for review, questions and answers, and then an ending survey. There are 4 objectives that I would want to accomplish within the time frame of this workshop. The first one is, by the end of this workshop, participants will be able to create a video recording using OBS, and then I put a link to an OBS tutorial. For objective number 2, by the end of this workshop, participants will be able to create an audio recording using Audacity, followed by a video link for an Audacity tutorial. Objective 3, by the end of this workshop, participants will be able to create and edit a video using Canva, then a link to a Canva tutorial video. And the last objective is, by the end of this workshop, participants will be able to set up a webcam and microphone using basic settings. I did not include a video for that. Now, the next page is the settings page for camera and microphone. Talks briefly about what Audacity is, briefly about what OBS is, and then the location of video settings and audio settings within Windows. This is just kind of a little get to know OBS concept map for each part of the settings menu. There's the general settings part, which is where you find settings that control how the program operates, explain this is how you change menu color, language settings, and output. Then we would move on to the stream setting, which we wouldn't be using for this workshop, so I'll just kind of explain what it does and move on. The output setting controls where the video saves to and what settings the video will save with. Moving on to audio, there you can tell OBS which microphone to use and which speakers to use. And you can also tell the program what sample rate to use and whether you want stereo or mono audio. I'll explain what stereo and mono audio are. The next part would be the video settings for OBS, where you can change video quality and size settings. I would explain resolution and what FPS is and how high FPS looks better but is harder on computers. And then we would briefly go over hotkeys and how to set up hotkeys for OBS, as well as what a hotkey is. Next would be the sort of Audacity map for all the menu settings, starting with File. File is where you open, import, and save files, explain that things have to be saved or they will be lost, there's no autosave. Edit is where you find things like a word processor, copy, paste, undo, redo. And there are also some simple audio editing tools like silence and split where you can do that from that menu. Select is to select either bits or the entire audio. Tracks would take some time to explain what a track is, how to add one, how to import one, and so on and so forth. Generate, talk about how you can generate sounds and silence and why you would need to do those things. Would probably spend quite a bit of a time talking about effects, because there's a lot of effects in Audacity. Talk about how you can do background noise control or anything else like that, or amplifying your sound. Then we would go into making the video in Canva, starting with the Design tab, where you can select a template, explain how you can choose a template. Then going to Import and Elements, how they would need to import their audio recording and video recording for it to be available in Canva, and how everything else would be available in the Elements tab for them to use, like different backgrounds, graphics, and photos. Then text would be where they can add text to their videos. Moving on, we would talk about animations and effects and how on the toolbar above where you're working on you can add effects to text or animations to pictures. Then I would talking about trimming and splitting, how you can shorten or lengthen clips by dragging on the sides, or you can split one large clip into several smaller clips by right-clicking. Lastly, I would explain how to add transitions to make the video look a little smoother. This section would be for participants to share their videos. They would be able to put a link on the little card with their name so that the class could view it, and if they did not want the class viewing it, they can just put it in this little not yet category. This next slide is just some little tips and tricks for Audacity, OBS, and Canva, as well as some reminders. Just going over how Audacity is really only for recording audio and how it can be simple to start, but there's a lot of things going on in it that can make it feel overwhelming. Talk about OBS can record audio and video, but not just audio, and that Audacity is more flexible for audio. Talk about how it can do a video or just a live stream. Canva, talk about how to use it as a video editor and how there's tons of elements that they can make their video look more professional, and how the free version has less to choose from but still has quite a lot of choices. You can select free only in the search. Tips. The 3 things I think would be more helpful. Don't try too hard to make things fancy. If you don't know what a setting is, leave it alone until you can figure out what it does, and to Google things. There's tons of tutorials and information out there that can be found in a few seconds. This would be my Q&A page. I would have this available where participants could type a question on one of these cards, and I would take the same color card and answer their question in the next section. Conclusions, I would include my survey link here, contact information for questions, and then a little reminder, hey, don't forget to sign in or you don't get credit for this. All right. That is it, other than my credit page. I got everything except for the video tutorials in Canva. I put a list of who exactly in Canva produced those, and that's it. Thanks.